Hello everyone. So today, this video, we're going to talk about Odoo18 payment and bank reconciliation process. There are two different ways, the 2 steps or 3 steps. There was a video talking about 2-step process. In this particular video, we're going to talk about 3 steps reconciliation process. Again, we're going to quickly go over the prerequisite. The demonstration of the database, it's going to be using United States, which is a localization and stored in accounting. But this process should be applied for most of the country as long as you're in Odoo18. But please do test the workflow. Follow my process and see if you get the same result. The demonstration does not include the bank synchronization. For the bank statement line, I'm going to create manually. So first of all, I'm going to a database, accounting app, configuration and settings. I'm going to focusing on physical localization in United States. And there's no bank synchronization. So let's talk about what is a 3 steps process. So for the 3-step reconciliation, it means that the vendor, your user need to create a vendor bill or customer invoice. This is the same as 2 steps. But for 2 steps, you directly reconcile with the bank statement line. For 3 steps, we are going to click on the pay from either a vendor bill or invoice. This way, a pay button should trigger a journal entry creation. This journal entry, we call it a payment journal entry. So first journal entry, it's either a vendor bill or invoice. The second journal entry is a payment entry when you click on pay. And you have to set up things accordingly. Then the third journal entry is going to be your bank statement line. The line is a journal entry. When you do a bank statement reconciliation, you're not reconciled with account receivable, AR, or account payable, AP. You're reconciling with an outstanding account, which is defined in this payment process, or even beforehand on the journal. And then your outstanding account can be either current asset or current liability, but you do need to set it up on the bank journal. So let's start with this part. We need to go to configuration and journal. Whichever, you might have more than one bank or cash or credit card type of journals. Each journal, you need to set it up. Otherwise, if you, for example, in the bank journal, in the incoming payment tab, if this is empty, you're defaulting to follow a 2-step process, meaning you should not click on the pay. I'm going to explain a little bit later, but we need to follow the first settings. So in the incoming payment tab, you might have another payment method called check. And maybe in your case, if you or the vendor has now deposited the check, the holding account should be an undeposited fund. That is the same account as what I mean by outstanding account. In this case, I'm going to simply click on creation of an outstanding account. So I'm going to click on create. I'm going to click on outstanding receipt. I'm going to create 2 different types of account, a receipt account, which is a temporary holding the money when money comes in. This is an incoming. I'm going to set for a current asset, allow reconciliation, save and close. Same thing, I'm going to type outstanding and select this account and simply click on save. If you don't see this column, please do click on the cursor and enable the column. For outgoing payments, I'm going to do 211. Oh. Okay, I'm going to call it outstanding payment account. This is an outgoing account. I'm going to hold in a current liability. You can create an account, whatever the type that it's relevant for your bookkeeper or CPA, please do it accordingly. And because it's a duplicate, that's why they don't allow me. Okay, I'm going to click on this again, and it's going to be outstanding payment. The code, the name I see a little bit off, but that's okay because this video is not supposed to show you how to set up and name your chart of accounts properly. So this is irrelevant for this videos. Okay, once it's set up, again, I'm only setting up on the bank journals. So I do have other journal, let's say cash journal and cash journal, which I'll show you what I meant when we do a 3-step process. So this is all the settings, all good. Now we follow the 3-step process. Again, we're going to create a new vendor bill. Again, if you would go for invoice, it's the same, okay? Same as in terms of, let me show you. You will see the pay icon if you're even doing a customer invoices. In this case, I'm going to create a vendor C. Okay. Save and close. The bill date can be today. And then product, again, is just a bill for vendor. There's no product involved, something like a service. And I'm going to set this as an expense account. And then the price, it's going to be 333. Okay, let's do 222. So we differentiate and confirm. At the moment you confirm, for the 3-step process, you do need to click on pay. I will fix this amount later. Okay, now click on pay. When I meant by, you will see that you can select different journal. If other journal, your incoming and outgoing payment tab is not configured correctly, please don't select them, because as long as those journal has no outstanding accounts or undeposited fund accounts associated, these journal are defaulting to 2-step process. As long as it's a 2-step process, please do not click on pay. But for my bank, I do have all the account set up. I can choose whichever. I can even choose checks because I believe it's a check. I know I pay the vendor with check, so I can click on check and create a payment. By doing so, your payment status changed to in payment, and there is a payment on the top. There is also a payment at the bottom. The link to the same thing, and you can see a journal entry called BNK. BNK1 is a short code of bank journal. P represent as a payment. So you can click on view. You can also click on payment. Now what happened is in the bill, it's account payable and credit. In the payment, it's gonna reconcile. So in the payment, it's also another journal entry. This is a second journal entry. This will be account payable and the debit side. So at this moment, your account payable, it's reconciled. If you don't believe me, you can go to reporting and go to age payable. You will see as of the end of the month, I don't even see vendor C. This is a little different from the 2-step process. 3 steps is definitely more steps, but more accurate. Even though you don't have bank statement involved, your vendor has not deposited the check, but in your system, it already marked that you do not owe this vendor anymore, even at the process that you register the check. You're registering a check, not meaning your vendor deposit the check. Okay. So your report already reflect that. Now let's go back to the vendor bill. Once you have that payment entry, you can simply go to vendor payments. In this payment, you see a PBNK represent as a payment. Normally, a journal entry will show an outstanding payment account associated with it. Now, you are not needing to reconcile the account payable because these payment entry reconcile with your bill. But what about our 3rd steps? So let's take a look. We pay, click on pay, choose the bank journal with check payments. This step trigger an entry, which I just show you, that's debit account payable, reconcile with the bill, credit outstanding payment account. At this point, the account payable is reconciled and removed from the age payable report. After the vendor deposits the check, we can actually then see the bank shows a line of -333. So your bank statement line, when does it show -222 or 333? Only when your vendor actually deposits the check. But your vendor might deposit the check at the end of today, but then it's not going to show until tomorrow or the day after. It might be having 1 or 2 days delay. The bank statement means that it actually shows what happened in the bank. Only when the bank shows, then your bank statement should show. If you do it manually, you have to check your bank. For the synchronization, the bank would just bring it. So in this case, let's say yes, we have it. So let's say it's in Monday. We have a negative 222 vendor deposit check. And is a bank statement. So click on it. And then now you're reconciling with vendor C. Now you're not reconciling with account payable, but outstanding payment account. Because remember, you're following the 3 steps. Your account payable already reconciled. So when you click on it, let me click on it. So before you click, it default using bank suspense account. After you click on it, it then default to outstanding payment account. But whether you reconcile or not, the amount already reflect on your bank account, on your balance sheet already, whether you reconcile or not. So how do you know if you reconcile or not? Check the account that is bank suspense account balance and check the account of outstanding payment account. In this case, if I were reconcile, I have 0 balance in bank suspense. I have $0 balance on outstanding payment, because then it means I reconcile everything. I'm reconciling all the statement line. I also reconcile all the payment. So then that's good. Simply click on validate and you should be good to go. Now, when you click on validate, remember your vendor bill. Originally on this vendor C, $222, it was in payment. Once you reconcile, it becomes a paid. Okay, so that's a full process. And now the outstanding payment account is reconciled. If you don't believe me, you can simply go to accounting and journal item to check that outstanding account. Simply click on account. You will see that outstanding account is reconciled between a PBNK versus BNK. So this is your second journal entry, which is a payment. This is your third journal entry, which is a bank statement. What about your payable? Your payable account on, let's say, vendor C, we need to group by the partner. In your vendor C, your account payable, it's reconciled between a vendor bill and a payment, PBNK. That is different from vendor B, which is bill directly with a bank statement. Okay, thank you. I hope that makes sense.